Want to see how we go from this to this? Follow along and watch us build a $7,500 patio and fireplace. This is going to be a full, in-depth video of how we at Not a Problem build patios and walkways. Let's jump right into the day one updates.
Alright, day one. We got a bunch of excavation to do. We're doing a patio. The customer had a fireplace here before, but I'll show you in a second that it's not too good. This is what we're starting with. Adam and I are going to do the excavation today. Hopefully we can get the base material in, and then tomorrow we'll be laying pavers all day.
During the time-lapse portions of this video, I will jump in as needed to further provide details on what we are doing. Currently, we are painting the border of where we are going to excavate. This will help us stay focused digging instead of having to get off the tractor and measure every few minutes.
We're about like an hour away from this job site, so we have to go to the dump all the dirt that we just took. Then we got to go get type A driveway base and lay this down in a meaningful amount of time. So it's not 8 p.m. But we'll see how that goes. All right, so we shot the level and we're looking for an 1/8 of an inch per foot. I don't know if I said that. It ended up being a 1/4 inch per foot. And then the second it hits a 1/4 inch per foot, Adam says, yep, I called it. I saw that. Are we for real? There is no chance. There is no chance that this dude went to the side of this and said, yep, it's a 1/4 inch per foot. This is not real. This is not real. Anyways.
We've done it so many times.
Anyways, we're putting a little dirt off to the side because we always end up needing loam on the outsides of the pavers. All right, so we got day two. Normally this would be day one stuff. Today we're gonna wrap up as much as we can. We got a potential new hire here, so you'll see him in the time lapses. We'll see if it goes well.
Bryce and I are cleaning up the edges of where we excavated the day before. We're also making sure that the bottom layer is tamped down. Next, we spread out the landscape fabric to eliminate our driveway base from mixing with the native soil below. We will then start throwing in our driveway base and compacting this every 2 to 3 inches. Here you'll see us lay out our string lines in order to help us find where we want the base material height to be at. The closer we get to the specific number we are looking for, the easier spreading the sand will be. You'll find that we spend a good amount of time checking and rechecking this layer because it is really important to get it right the first time. Having to go back after the sand is already laid down to make changes is really difficult.
So we're at the leveling stage. We just put down the type A driveway base up until where we need it to be. It's about 8 to 9 inches deep, which is honestly overkill. We probably could get away with 6, but 9's fine. We now put in our 1/2 inch of base, and that will allow us to lay our pavers flat. So we taper this about 1/8 of an inch per foot of drop, and then these are level because we want to taper going down towards the natural grade, so water will just run off, but you won't be able to feel that on your feet while you're sitting. Do that all the way over, and then we'll lay our pavers in and then cut out our fireplace, and then we'll be done.
This sand layer is meant to help with leveling the pavers. It is not meant to be structural at all. We aim to lay down a 1/2 inch or less of sand in order for it not to compromise the integrity of the patio. This gives us the benefits of easier leveling, and it limits the negative of the sand not being a good base material. You can never go wrong with over-checking your measurements. We lay out our corners and start measuring the lengths, widths, and diagonal measurements to make sure that our base is set up correctly for our 11 by 11 patio. If anything was wrong, we would see it before we lay down our entire middle section of pavers.
We laid out our 4 corners. We're starting our pattern, which the pattern is really just this L piece over and over and over again. And once we get out to here, we fill these in with sand, but we can't step on the sand because that'll ruin it.
I've seen a lot of other hardscaping companies creating a semi-line system when it comes to laying out the pavers. We tried it out for this patio and it worked really well.
All right, end of day 2. We got a shit ton done. We got the base, we got the sand, we got all of the pavers that are supposed to be in the middle done. Marked out the center. That's this, where this is going. It's our fire ring. Obviously this is the center. These are the caps. They may be upside down right now because I don't think this is the top. And then these are our border pieces. Tomorrow shouldn't be as long as today. I think we did a 12. Tomorrow should only be, I don't even want to say it, but I'm hoping for a half day, but we'll see. Day 3, I'll do a quick update because I did a pretty good list of what we were going to do yesterday, but we're doing fire ring, the border, and the cuts today, and then we're all done. So I hope that this is a regular day. If not, then so be it, but we're looking to finish this today regardless of how long it is. But we shouldn't have much left. The hardest part is the leveling. The easiest part is the constructing. So rest of the cuts, border, poly sand, fire ring. I don't know if it's going to be in that order, but you'll see the time lapses. Enjoy the show.
I started the day by taking out the pavers that were going to be under the fire ring. This was the worst mistake I made during this project because it caused upwards of a 2-hour time loss. What I should have done instead was lay the bottom course of the fire ring on top of the pavers and trace the outline. This would have eliminated me measuring every unique paver that needed to be cut. While I'm doing the cutting, you'll see Adam go around and tend to the graphite bricks. He's making sure that they are level with the pavers next to them, as the edges of the sand bed can be a little off. Going forward with building patios, we are going to extend our buffer from 6 inches to a foot, meaning if we have an 11 by 11 patio, we are going to excavate and build our base layer out to 13 by 13. This will give us plenty of room for the border and any imperfections from digging.
Alright, so this part's taking a little longer than we thought. We're doing the cuts around the fireplace, and then Adam's doing the border, and that goes all the way around. I'm basically just taking 3 to 4 measurements depending on how long the brick is. So 1, 2, 3, and then cutting. I wish I can do a circular cut to get like closer, but I can only do diagonal cuts with our saw. So they come out a little bit wonky. But once we get the sand in there, it'll look way better. So you'll see the finished product here hopefully today.
Once Adam wrapped up with the border, he starts to lay down the hard plastic edging to keep the outside of the patio from shifting. You'll also see us throw down the extra dirt we saved from the beginning to cover up that hard plastic. The last step is to spread around the polymetric sand. For those of you that don't know, this stuff gets pushed into the joints in between the pavers and hardens with water.
Alright, we're done. It's 7:30 p.m. So it was definitely an understatement on underestimate on how long I thought today was gonna be. But we got it done. It's looking really good. I've got maybe one complaint that I'm gonna try to clean up, but other than that, it looks really good. We did the loam around the sides to hide the border. We went with the black sand, polymetric sand that goes in between the joints. The only thing that I don't like is that some of it came up, so I think we'll maybe blow it off with the blower here in a minute when it dries up. Most of it's dry now. I'm excited for the first fire. Maybe I'll ask the customer to send me some pictures. But it went really well. If you ended up watching this thing all the way through and you're maybe looking to have one of these done, this was an 11 by 11 patio with the fire ring, was $6,000 minimum. Honestly, this may have been underbid. So I think by the time this video actually gets edited, it'll probably be closer to $7,000 or $8,000 for this model. If you just wanted a paver patio, it's probably going to be closer to 5 or 6, where this should have been 7,000 or 8,000, but you live and you learn.
We really appreciate you watching all the way to the end of the video. It took us a heck of a long time to edit. If you happen to like the content, please feel free to give us a like, and if you're interested in seeing more from us, subscribe. We are going to be posting all of our larger projects like this one, and potentially compiling smaller ones into a bigger video.